Hello and welcome to our first look on Dystopika. So Dystopika is a chill cyberpunk city builder with dystopian dreams or nightmares. No goals, no stress, no objectives, just your imagination. So this is an interesting concept. Someone on TikTok sent me this game and said you should take a look at that. And that's what we are doing here today. It's a very interesting concept because you basically you have this, right? You don't have roads, you don't have managements, you don't have cargo, residential, commercial, industrial. You have a box or a rectangle. And when you put that rectangle down, it creates a building. And then what you can do is basically you can rotate that building, you can move that building around and things like will react around that, and you can go in here and make this a huge tower. And as you can see, when you do that, you actually get some effects on the buildings around it, and you can keep doing this like all around it and creating your own dystopian city, I guess. One thing that I'm noticing and that I'm trying to explore here is that you basically can put like one on top of the other and creating a massive kind of tower made of buildings that just work one inside the other. And obviously you can start like bringing that out as well. We could then change the height of those buildings and make like a nice and interesting landscape for the lands around that. And when you put something in the wrong place, as I did here, just move that around and get it where you want it to go. And you start building your city like that. And then it starts looking like quite interesting. It's very dystopian, it's very potentially different from what we are used here in the channel, and that is alright because, well, sometimes it's really nice to take a look at something that's different. Now, you have this, you can see things happening up there like cars flying and some movements around the roads as well. You can get like very close to these, you can get very far away, but then you get here. I also just noticed that you have that red. I'm just finding it a little bit hard to keep the if I use the keyboard keys, it's much easier to just turn things around. But yeah, that's some very interesting things in there. But this is the first option that we have there. We also have this, well, this is a bulldoze tool, so you can basically remove the building itself. And you have this is to add, this is to remove, and what it adds and removes, it's basically, let's say this area, I want something like this, so we start getting some nice adds in here. And that starts creating like that dystopian world and looking kind of futuristic with like all these ads all around. And you can basically do it like everywhere, and then this will start looking pretty cool. And as you can see, I've also did it in here. And again, if we go in there and remove it, we can remove it. Or if we like the idea of having all these ads on the city around us, we can use this in our favor and make it look a lot more alive, especially on all those buildings that is spawned around us. And maybe we can even like grow it further away if we want to, but then it starts to look like a lot more interesting and kind of it's very different from things that I would say we are used to in the channel as well. And this looks pretty cool. Like there are some odd buildings in here as well. They don't play any role. Again, the idea of the game is basically have fun, chill, build a nice dystopian city, and feel like you are living in the future. I know that we do have some sort of time frame in the city, although I haven't seen much yet of how that works. And as you can see, like the lights that the city gives actually make it look a lot different already. But we also have the photo mode, where you have a few options here. So you have this camera. Basically, you can like do things like that I don't want. You can change like the height. You can change the POV for that as well. Exposure. So I guess, yeah, it could make like things look quite darker or brighter. And how dirty are the lines. So these marks that you see here. And we can also remove that. In terms of the environments, I think that's what I've seen here about the environments. Can add a little bit more fog, remove it completely so you see the mountains at the back there, just like getting through it. Can lower or increase the fog as well, and the fog against the sun intensity, we can bring that a little bit more. And I guess if we remove the fog, that looks a little bit better. And that is the sun color, so you can try to make things look like quite interesting, really changing the color there. And you have the time of the day, and this looks like all of a sudden you have a completely different vibe on this as well. And then you get some post-processing. You can play with this quite a lot and get as much as you want from this, like with the bloom and things like that. And I just don't know what is the... we can actually let the game play looking like this. And we can also take a screenshot. How good is that? So that is the game. I think there is a lot more coming and more possibilities coming in the future to the game, as this is just the demo version. And I'll be honest, this is quite surprising. Like, some buildings have some very interesting shapes as well, and depending on their height, they look a little bit different, and they feel like they have different purpose in the city. Although again, this is just for the look and feel. Everything else is just making sure that it looks like you like it to look, like creating some of these interesting vibes in here. And you can go and build things a little bit further away as well to create like other towns and connecting things, or just making it look like this is not as small as that. The map of this is also pretty large, so as you can see the borders in there, you have quite a nice area to play with. And yeah, that's very interesting concept. Obviously, it's not something that we can play on the channel as a series or anything like that, at least not yet, depending on how this grows and how the game actually changes in the future. But they plan to release the full game this year, 2024, and I think as a concept this is pretty cool. And you can really, the goal of the game is for you to kind of chill and build your city. So I think enjoy it, have fun, and make sure that you build something that you like. I think that's the idea there. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Really keen on hearing your thoughts on this game. It looks good. I think it's quite different. It does provide that vibe for a cyberpunk like look-alike, and I would love to see this grows a little bit more and provide more options, maybe with the things that happen like the cars flying, or I feel like I'm missing the ground level. Although I know that would be a massive challenge to do something like that, but I feel like it would be pretty fun and pretty cool to have that in the game as well. So that's it for today. Really nice first look at the game. Really enjoy it. It's really chill and give the right vibes. So let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.